Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yesterday we have discussed various aspects of self-pollination. That is, what is self-pollination, types of self-pollination, and adaptations or factors promoting self-pollination. Today we will take up cross-pollination. The process of transfer of pollen grains from the anther of one flower borne on one plant to the stigma of another flower borne on another plant is called cross pollination. This is also known as xenogamy. It is also known as xenogamy or allogamy. And xenogamy and allogamy are the different names of this cross pollination. And in this cross pollination, it involves two plants. That is, we can say it is the pollination between the plants, or it is the pollination between male and female flowers born on two different plants. This cross pollination, xenogamy or allogamy, it is the only type of pollination in which during pollination, or which brings genetically different types of pollen grains to the stigma, which involves genetically different plants for this transfer. That is, pollen grains from one plant, which is genetically different plant, to the stigma of another flower born on another plant, and which are genetically different plants. This cross pollination can take place between the genetically different plants. This is the definition of cross pollination. Now, before taking the agent of cross pollination, let us see outbreeding devices. Outbreeding also means cross pollination. Outbreeding devices means devices or factors or contrivances for cross pollination. Any the devices means the factors or the contrivances or adaptations which promote cross pollination. Like self-pollination, in self-pollination we have various adaptations, various factors, various contrivances which promote self-pollination. Similarly, there are many factors which promote cross-pollination. These we call as outbreeding devices, or devices for promoting cross-pollination, or factors promoting cross-pollination. Now, some of the important factors or devices which promote cross-pollination are: number first, unisexuality; number second, self-sterility; number third, dichogamy; number fourth, hercogamy; number fifth, heterostyle. We have also a sixth type, that is known as prepotency. These are the six factors, six devices which promote cross pollination. And now we will discuss these one by one. Unisexuality. Here we see that a flower or a plant, a plant may bear either male flowers or female flowers only. And what we can say, a flower may be staminate, that is, it is containing only stamens, or a flower may contain only carpels, that is, it is possessing only carpels. It is either a male flower or a female flower. That means the flower is unisexual. In other words, we can say the plant is unisexual. So the only way is cross pollination. The only way for this plant is to undergo cross pollination, because it is unisexual. It is either male and female. So a male needs a female and a female needs a male. This is possible only by cross pollination. For example, we have seen in case of maize, mulberry, cucumber, etc. These plants, they show unisexuality. Number second is self-sterility. Here the pollen grains of a flower are not able to fertilize the stigma of the same flower due to the presence of some sterile genes. Though a plant or a flower is bisexual, but its pollen grains, they are not able to pollinate its own stigma. Due to the presence of some sterile genes. And some sterile genes are there which do not allow the pollen grains of a flower to pollinate its stigma. This factor is called self-sterility. And a male is self-sterile for the female of the same flower, and female is self-sterile for the male of the same. So this self-sterility, presence of sterile genes, we do not allow them to undergo self-pollination. This becomes the factor for them, device for them to undergo cross-pollination. Example is potato, tomato, etc. These are the plants which show self-sterility. Number third is dichogamy. Here the pollen grains and stigma of a bisexual flower, they do not mature at the same time. Though a plant is bisexual, though a flower or a plant is bisexual, but its pollen grains, that is anther, stamen and carpel, they do not mature at the same time. Their maturation period time is different. This condition, when male and female of a flower, male and female parts of flower, they do not mature at the same time, this is called dichogamy. And this dichogamy has two types, that is protoandry and protogyny. In some we see that androecium matures first, it is called protoandry, and androecium, that is male, matures first, it is called protoandry. And in some others we see that gynoecium, that is female, matures first, it is called protogyny. This presence of protoandry and protogyny condition, this becomes a factor for promoting cross pollination. For example, protogyny, we see protogyny in case of we see protoandry in case of sunflower, rose, etc., while as we see protogyny in case of magnolia, in case of a plant, that is magnolia, and we also see it in case of plantago. That means this dichogamy, maturation of male and female at different times, this becomes a factor to promote cross pollination. Number fourth is hercogamy. Here the flowers possess some mechanical barriers. Though the flower is bisexual, but it possesses some mechanical barriers on its stigma which avoids self-pollination, for example, presence of pollinia in calotropes. As we have seen, pollinia is the characteristic of calotropes in which the whole anther lobe, it produces a single pollen grain. That single pollen grain is called pollinia. It is the characteristic of calotropes, and this pollinia becomes a factor which inhibits self-pollination and promotes cross-pollination. Similarly, another example is lever or turnpipe mechanism in salvia. Lever or turnpipe mechanism in salvia, it becomes a factor which promotes cross-pollination and inhibits self-pollination. Number fifth is heterostyle. Here the flowers of the same plant have different lengths of stamens and styles. Which promotes self-pollination, and which restricts, we do not allow them to undergo self-pollination. It promotes self-pollination, it promotes cross-pollination. Here the length of the flower, here length of the stamen and carpel. For example, this is carpel female, male is smaller, and in other case we see male, that is stamen, it is larger, and this female, that is carpel, it is smaller. So the male of this flower is not able to pollinate its own stigma. Similarly here the male of this, it is not able to pollinate its stigma. So male of this is compatible to the female of this, to the stigma of this, and it promotes this presence of different lengths of styles in a flower, becomes a factor for promoting cross-pollination. Number last is prepotency. Here the pollen grains of one flower grow more rapidly than the stigma of another flower as compared to the same flower. And here the pollen grains of a flower grow more vigorously on the stigma of another flower than on the stigma of the same flower. This condition is called prepotency, where the pollen grains of one flower are not able to grow on its own stigma but grow more vigorously on the stigma of another flower. This condition is called prepotency, and it is the characteristic of apple, grapes, etc. It is the characteristic of apple, grapes, and etc. Apple, grapes, etc. This is all about this, and we have seen cross-pollination. This cross-pollination simply means the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of one flower born on one plant to the stigma of another flower born on another plant. It is called cross-pollination or xenogamy or allogamy. Now the factors promoting cross-pollination, these are also known as outbreeding devices or factors or contrivances promoting cross-pollination. Generally, there are 6 factors: unisexuality, self-sterility, dichogamy, hercogamy, heterostyle, and prepotency. This is all for today. Thank you.